Alright, so I'm going to make this video for my buddy Greg. He just bought an AR. Just a basic breakdown and reassembly video. I'll talk about what to clean on it and just kind of real quick. I'm not going to, it's clean, so clean enough. Anyways, breakdown. First you want to pop these pins out. I just use the back of a screwdriver, it's really easy. You can use your thumbs, but this is, just pop them. And you can grab the head on the back side. They pull out. Start on the lower. To get the buffer tube, the buffer spring out of the buffer tube, I just stick my thumb in. Trying to get in the light here. I stick my thumb in, push it down a little bit, and push my thumbnail against the retaining pin there. It's spring loaded, so you push that down, and this just comes right out. Wipe that down quick. Give it a light coat of Rem oil, it'll be fine. Let me take this out too and give that a little light coat. That doesn't really need it, but it'll be fine. Just clean it off quick. You can clean the inside of the trigger mechanism with Q-tip or pipe cleaner, whatever you use. Put a light coat of oil on it, that'll be fine. Clean the inside of your mag well. I don't know, I don't really lube mine up. I just use Rem oils to clean it out, and whatever stays on there stays on there. I don't really lube it up. And that's pretty much it for the lower receiver. I guess you could stick a baby wipe in there and kind of clean out the buffer tube too, but I don't know. It doesn't get too dirty in there. A little, I mean it does, but not bad. Not to the point where it's going to make your gun malfunction. The upper receiver is going to take more time. Obviously, there's a lot more moving parts in it. Start by taking the bolt out, or the bolt carrier, the whole bolt assembly. Just pull the charging handle back, pull the bolt straight out, and this will come out. You pull it back all the way and push down on it. It has teeth on it that lock into little. There's grooves in here that make it that it falls in the grooves and it slides in, so you have to pull it out of the grooves. That's as far as you're going to take the upper down. I'll take the bolt assembly apart later, but to clean this, basically the star chamber is going to be the dirtiest part. You're going to want to get pipe cleaners in there, Q-tips, whatever you can get in to clean that. If you have a star chamber brush, it works good, so use that if you got it. If you don't, Q-tips and the pipe cleaner work fine. You're going to want to clean this entire ceiling, if you will. Clean that out good, get it lubed up. Clean underneath the gas tube here. It'll get dirty behind there, and a lot of people skip that. You don't want to get any lube inside of the gas tube. It's just you don't put anything in there that doesn't need to be in there. But that will be really dirty inside the star chamber and underneath the gas tube. So lube that up pretty good. Get it clean and give it a light coat. When you're all done, you can give it a little bit more when it's all put back together. Spray some in there, but we'll go over that again at the end. The bolt carrier, takedown's really not that hard. There's a few pieces, so it can get kind of confusing, the order in which you do it. But I start by, well, you do start. This is how everybody starts, I guess. It's one step-by-step process, I guess. But you gotta take this pin out here, little cotter pin. I usually try to get my fingernail in there. Newer guns will be harder, generally. If you can't get it out by using your fingernail, just take a screwdriver and grab the corner of it and pull it out. Don't lose anything, that's big no-no. When you pull that out, all you have to do is tip this upside down, and the firing pin should fall out. If it doesn't, just give it a tap, it'll come out. Next step, this cam pin right now is sitting perpendicular with the bolt carrier. You need to spin it 90 degrees so that it's sitting lengthwise. You either pluck it out like with your fingers like this, it'll come out. If it's stuck in there pretty good, if you got a really dirty weapon, you can just tip it upside down and tap it out in your palm. Then your bolt will just come right out. That's as far as the bolt carrier gets broke down. Your actual bolt only has one step here. You need to take the extractor lever off, So to do that, you can either take your cotter pin here and push it out, or sometimes I'll use my firing pin to push it out. You want to protect this end though. You don't want to get it all banged up. If you bang it up, it's wrecked. You gotta get a new one. So, better idea, just use your cotter pin, your firing pin, retaining pin, to be politically correct, whatever. There's a spring under here, under this end of the extractor lever, and you want to push that down to release the pressure off the pin that holds it in. So you push that down. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to push down, but you push it down with some good force, and then you take that pin, and you should be able to just push that retaining pin right out. It'll come out. Set that. I usually set it right in my cam pin so it doesn't roll away. Then your lever will just come off. That's as far down as you're gonna break this. You can take your handguards off. I'll do it right now just to show you. I haven't cleaned under there, so you'll see what to look for. You just gotta pull a D-ring down. The bottom comes out first, and the top comes out second. They're pretty tough to get off if you haven't done it before. They make a tool for it. I don't have one. You'll see the gas tube gets a little dirty here. If I rub my thumb on it, you can see it gets some carbon on there, but wipe it down. You don't need any oil or anything on there. You don't need any lube on there, but just clean it up, put it back together, whatever. So that's as far down as you're gonna break this. Yeah, you can take your trigger mechanism apart, whatever, but for just general maintenance, you don't need to do that. Generally anything that's metal to metal contact, you're gonna want to lube up, clean it good, lube it up. Obviously all the little crevices, just use some Rem oil, spray it in there like that. Take a and I'll probably get some carbon off this even though I cleaned it already, but just kind of scrub it out, get every hole, in between every little tooth here, get everything clean, same way you'd clean any other gun. Get everything clean, then lube it up, put it back together. Something I want to just kind of throw out there, something I learned, all these little notches and these rings here, these I guess you call them, kind of refer to them as like a piston ring, gas ring, whatever you want to call them. There's 3 of them, and they all have these little notches in them. You want to make sure that none of them are lined up, because if they're lined up, the gun will not function properly. So I'll try to, if I can, I'll try to line some of them up so you can see kind of what it looks like. Alright, so this is what you don't want it to look like. If you put this bolt back in the gun and reassemble it and try to fire it, you'll chamber around, manually, and you'll shoot one round off, but that gun's not going to function. It's not going to cycle. So you want to make sure when you put this back, you want to make sure they're all not lined up, and you just spin them, and you can use your firing pin for that. That's what I mean, whatever. It's not damaging the firing pin, so you just try to spin them, get them so they're not lined up, and then it'll work properly. Alright, so there we go. So now we're going to say this gun's clean. I've cleaned it, wiped it down, scrubbed it. I got a light coat of oil and everything. Now putting it back together, just reverse order. Start with your bolt, put your extractor lever on there. Same thing, going to put pressure down on the backside here. You can I don't know if you can see in the camera or not, but there's a hole. You can see the hole doesn't quite line up until you push down on the lever. And then you can push that pin back in there. I'll do it right now. No problem. Get it flush. It should be good. So there's the bolt. Bolt carrier. Something you should just look at before you put it back in there. There's 2 different sides of this bolt. One side has 2 little bevels, and the other side does not. The side that doesn't have the bevels is the side that you want to show through this hole, because that will allow the cam pin. I can't put the cam pin in this side. It doesn't fit. This side does. So you need that side up. So you push it through until You can see the hole clearly. And then you drop your cam pin back in. Now you turned it 90 degrees before, so now you need to turn it another 90 to line it up. Now you can pull this out or keep it shut, doesn't matter to put the firing pin in. I just set mine right on the bolt like that, and I stick the firing pin straight down in it, and it'll drop right down in. And sometimes, this is probably going to be a pain right now, mine's kind of a little, it's got a little bend to it, but it can be a struggle to put this back in, and you just kind of have to play with it, and we'll see what happens. And maybe I'll get lucky. I don't think I'm gonna though. I'll have to get a new one. Alright, there we go. It's back in. So that's your entire bolt assembly put back together. So when you put it back in the gun, you're not gonna have the bolt pushed in because you're gonna slide your extractor or your charging handle back. You're gonna put that back in first. To do that, I'll just put it down, straight down in the big hole. I'll let it sit in there. I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't have to line anything up right away. I'll put it in, and I'll push it up to the top, and I'll start pulling it back, and it will click in when it hits that groove. Just like that. And then it'll slide forward. I'll slide it forward about ½ inch. Then, like I said, when you put your bolt carrier back in, you're going to make sure the bolt is pulled out as far as it can, because otherwise this cam pin is going to hit like this, and you're not going to be able to put it back in. So you just give it a flick, and it pulls it out, and it's back in. Then as far as the rest goes, I'll put the handguards on right away. And these can be kind of a pain too, but I think I got it down to a science, so it shouldn't be too bad. There. Alright, so you slide the bolt in. Now you're ready to put the gun back together, right? No, you gotta put the buffer spring in. Don't make a mistake. Put this in pretty much as soon as you're done cleaning this, you want to put it back in. If you forget and you charge it, it can be a pain in the butt to take it back apart. I mean, it's not going to break anything, but it can be a pain in the butt. I've done it before, and it's embarrassing. So push this in. All you do is just push it in, and it'll stay in. So all you have to do then is attach your lower and your upper. I'll do the rear pin first. Doesn't matter. Just like that. What you can do then, lock the bolt back, push this little tooth down here, it'll lock the bolt back. Spray some oil in there. If you want to take a Q-tip and wipe it down there just to get some extra oil, that's fine. Let the bolt forward. You can spray some rim oil right in these two little holes in the side of the bolt carrier, just a little bit, it's fine. Get some oil on there. And then charge it a bunch of times to bring it back in the receiver. Just kind of work it in. It'll be fine. Something else you can do, you can take a rag and just kind of get a light bit of oil on there and wipe your whole receiver and your barrel down, just to kind of protect it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Seems to work. Cool. That's it. Oh yeah. Kyle says hi.